Good afternoon to you all, and welcome to Presbyterian Park here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for this afternoon's game between Amalgamated Baseball Holdings and the home side Pittsburgh Presbyterians. At this time, we'll introduce the starting lineup and batting order of the visiting Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. Batting first, the right fielder, number 2, Orlando Dwin. Batting second, the third baseman, number 49, Ortiz Ranchez. Batting third, the shortstop, number 1, Sleeve Redrosian. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 24, Mike Truck. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 42, Todd Gonzalez. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 25, Brett Dockstra. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 37, Willie Dustis. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 19, Raul Chamberlain. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 79, Oral Nulholland. And let us rise and greet our team. It's the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Here they are as they take the field for this evening's game. The first baseman, number 14, Zimbabwe. The third baseman, number 4, Bill Scottish. The shortstop, number 15, Jimmy Soup Cutlets. The catcher, number 24, Shrewd Bland. The second baseman, number 6, Og McQuirt. The left fielder, number 25, Ben Maloney. The right fielder, number 11, Spray Bradley. The center fielder, number 34, Robert Bracken. And taking the mound for this evening's game, the starting pitcher for your Pittsburgh Presbyterians, number 31, Corneal Abrasion.
Play ball! Ball low. Be right! Ball high. Right. No, that's high. Be right. That's inside. Steve right. Be right. Nope, high. Foul ball. Ball inside. Steer right. There's that. Be right. That's low. Nope, inside. Off the plate. Take a base.
Good evening to you all. The bottom of the first in this
game. We apologize for any sort of sound issues we were having, as this is KDKA, Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania, and, well, we were having a bit of I did not realize my microphone was not, in fact, working at quality we were hoping for, but you are listening to KDKA, Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania. My name is Steve Chuckroast. We are live from Presbyterian Park this evening for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians taking on Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, ABH, the visiting side, 38-27 going into today's game, as Zimbabwe pops up to Steve Verdrosian for out number 1. Jimmy Soup Cutlets up to the plate at the moment.
That's high.
Zimbabwe is currently on first. Scottish popped it up. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings 38-27, first place. Pittsburgh 6 games back at 32-33, looking to get back to 500 with a win today. Cornel Abrasion is on the mound for the Presbyterians. On the mound today is Oral Mulholland, who leads the league in ERA, an ERA of 2.29,
That's high.
which is absolutely outstanding. So pitching is going to be quite difficult, and he gets Jimmy Soup Cutlets to strike out swinging. Strikeout number 51 for Mr. Noel Holland, and it's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for Shrewd Bland. Well, he hits the first one foul. This is a man, Shrewd Bland, the home run leader of the league, taking on the pitcher with the lowest ERA. So this is truly an all-star matchup here. Noel Holland versus Bland. 27 home runs for Bland. He's going to pop that one up. Looks like Mike Crocco had the home run hitting title last season. Will make the catch in center field to retire the side. So after one inning, it is 2-0. ABH on a 2-run triple hit by Todd Gonzalez. They have the lead in this one, but still very early. Abrasion back on the mound, facing Willie Dustis, who's batting .304 this season. 10 home runs, 32 runs batted in. He gets hit number 66 of the season, and it's a single to put him on first to start off the second inning. Raul Chamberlain, quite the home run hitter for ABH lately. He's got 11 this season. His average doesn't show it. He's very feast or famine, as you would expect. But again, for a catcher, he knows how to knock it out of the baseball park, and there is some low walls here in Presbyterian Park that might be advantageous. He's going to single the middle. It'll be a single right for Rabbit Bracken. So still no outs. ABH go to their pitcher. Oral Noel Holland gives a bit of a tug at his own groin, which I imagine has to be some sort of pre-batting ritual. He does go for the sacrifice bunt. Maybe that was a bit of a tip-off that he was going for it. And the sacrifice bunt moves the runners to second and third. Back to the top of the order. With 1 out, that looks like an opportunity to sacrifice. It's a high up in the air from Orlando's win. And it's caught by Ben Maloney, who's in for Welt Cooper today. No runners will advance, so no sacrifice on that one. And Win is 0 for 2. Otis Ranchez. And that goes right to Zimbabwe for out number 3. He will take a few jogs over to the bag, step on it, and put a 0 on the board for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. Back to the bottom of the second, Og McQuartz coming to the plate.
Steve
Not
Ryan.
much to report yet so far in this game, but McQuartz, a little bit of a scratch of the rectum from Noel Holland. Of course,
No, outside.
many question if that is assisting his pitching ability. I can't imagine any sort of continental league player resorting to such potentially underhanded situations like that, but I think if you're built with it, then why not go with it? I don't know what that means necessarily, but here we are. And nonetheless, Ben Maloney up to the plate. Maloney playing in left field today, former Memphis Mud Pig. Actually his second game playing for the Presbyterians, who's picked up, and he's going to ground it out to Redrosian, the throw in time. Now the Memphis Mud Pig getting picked up by a Continental League team. My goodness, they're not going to have much of a team left. When the National League runs back around, Spray Bradley grounds out to make it a 1-2-3 inning and retires the side. So after 2, it is 2-0 in favor of Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. Corneal Abrasion back on the mound. Face sleeve, Red Rosian. Red Rosian has an average of 248 this season. He made it to first on a drop third strike.
Steve Wright.
We see that too often. Not certain how we score into my scorebook, but it is an instance that can happen. He's going to pop it up to Amalgamated for out number 1. Again, Corneal Abrasion, not a bad pitcher himself. ERA of 4.08.
Ball inside.
And Pittsburgh did make one addition to their bullpen in the three-quarter time break. They picked up Red Rollingsworth, sending down Jig Fliggleston to the nursery league. Red Rollingsworth has already made an appearance in relief so far, and potentially we could be seen today. We'll have to see. But Maloney with the catch, 2 outs. So far, so good, and the pitch count's very manageable for Abrasion. Another gluteal scratch. And perhaps it calmed him down. Just got him to get Todd Gonzalez to ground out right to second base. Amalgamated taking it from there. But we're seeing it. Hits are coming at a premium today.
Nope, that's inside.
As
that's high.
Rabbit Bracken starts things off facing Null Holland. At bat today, and he will walk. Rabbit Bracken was a pickup from the played for the Norfolk Co-Hoppers in the Nursery League earlier this year. Had 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in, batted .280 in that season, played 14 games, and gets his 3rd walk. He's actually walked twice. Has not recorded a hit yet, but has walked twice in his first game, and that's going to be a fancy and double play. Corneal Abrasion unable to sacrifice bunt the runner to second. So that's Fancy Dan double play is brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. Zimbabwe is going to hit that one, a line shot right up the middle. That's going to be his 2nd hit of the day, and he's on first with a single with 2 outs. Again, just to finish that read. Fancy Dan Follicle Products, put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. By their selection of tonics and elixirs. They have hair lubricants, gelatin-based tonics, and of course, the ever-popular crimping powder. Don't be a Mitchell, be a Fancy Dan. Dale Scottish will ground out for out number 3, stranding Zimbabwe. And ending the inning, we head to the top of the 4th with Brett Dogstra.
Steve Wright.
Brett Dogstra was called up from wholly owned baseball subsidiaries. He batted .302 in his 18 games that he played. Left fielder, which probably been a necessity for ABH, but they want to bring up a prospect and see how it works. He's going to ground out for the first out of this inning. And that brings up Willie Dustis.
That's inside.
Actually, when they've been using Dogstra as well as Fernandez in left field, they use Dogstra to center field and put Mike Truck at first, because I can't imagine you play a game and choose not to play Mike Truck. Well, Dustis, as I was talking about how Dustis is not finding a starting spot, he hits a triple, and with 1 out, he is in at 3rd base. That's only his 2nd triple of the season, and the man batting .304 is 90 feet away from the 3rd run scored by ABH. Raul Chamberlain batting just slightly better when runners in scoring position. Got 35 runs batted in this season, and that's going to be right to McQuaid to catch Dustis in a bit of a rundown. And yes, they're going to go to field. It's going to effectively be a fielder's choice, but the rundown between 3rd base, Dale Scottish, and Shrewd Bland as a catcher, almost went a bit pear-shaped, as I saw there was a drop of the ball, but they closed down on him, and he effectively cried uncle, and Oral Null Holland will strike out swinging, bringing an end to that at-bat for ABH and retiring the side. Someone had just
mentioned to me that he was in a bit of a pickle, and pickle goes well with salt. I don't know if it goes well with a pickle, but you can try it on anything. I haven't seen a good catch yet worth salt. That was, of course, trigger our live read for salt.
Nope, victories.
And Jimmy Soup Cutlet is going to walk. Only his second walk today for Oral Mulholland. Walk number 25 for him this season. Doesn't do it a lot.
That's down.
His whip, as they call it, the walks and hits per inning pitched, is just over 1.17. And it is quite the...
No.
Well, he's quite a pitcher. He's quite a prospect they found. And if not for Tim Wakefield, I believe they would have him as their starting pitcher. And my goodness, Amalgamated Industries do employ some impressive baseball pitchers that work at their factories. Of course, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings and all minor league and nursery league affiliates, they must work at bare minimum of a 24-hour weekly shift at Amalgamated Industries. That is, of course, that's why they're only allowed to sign members of the employment roll of Amalgamated Industries.
That's
So
outside.
you don't see them making trades, you don't see them making signings from the other teams in the nursery league. They have a dedicated developmental system, similar to how the Milwaukee Dutchmen do, except that's more of a story. They don't seem to really be needing to trade for players. They have quite the batsmanship and the ability to really hit it down, and they're in first place. So that is quite a sign of the talent they can find and get to work for Amalgamated Industries. And it's like a swing and a miss for Spray Bradley. As the bases are loaded, Noel Holland trying to get out of this one with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and Rabbit Bracken, who walked in his last at bat. Right down the middle for an 0-2 count.
Nope, high.
High for ball 1, not quite there yet, and that's going to be right to smooth Rosian. Throwing time, and it brands the 3 and keeps the score empty for the Presbyterians. Well, that is a shame. Here you're listening to Radio KDKA, Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania. My name is Steve Chuckroast. This is game number 66 of the 84-game Continental League season. The Pittsburgh Presbyterians and Amalgamated Baseball Holdings concluding their series. Their series, which I believe they split. Yes, both teams have split the series as Orlando Twin got first out here at the top of the 5th. We had a day off before the last 2 games. Pittsburgh won a thriller 9-8. Followed up by a 2-0 loss with Tim Wakefield on the mound, and you can imagine how difficult it was to get hits there. 2-0. Pittsburgh had Ivory Trinkets on the mound, and both pitchers bullied to them for that. And yes, quite the pitching display for both teams. Unfortunately, the Presbyterians came out on the short end of it. That is going to be a fancy Dan to end the inning. That fancy Dan. Brought to you by Fancy Dan, follicle products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. All the tonics and elixirs to give your hair that shimmer, sheen, glimmer, and gleam. Won't be a Mitchell, be a Fancy Dan. Coming in to bat for the Presbyterians is Pope Lactavius III, so that means that will be the end of the day for Cornel Abrasion. A short outing for him, going 5 innings. But Pope will walk. Pope Lactavius III has lost his starting spot to Bale Scottish, but he's going to walk to get the bottom of the 5th inning, and that puts the tying run at the plate in the form of Jim Bobway, who has 2 singles today. Going to be a very high and far foul ball. 2-1 the count. 3-1, which puts fills up the count. That one down the middle. Very patient Jim Bobway, and he will be rewarded for his patience. He will also walk. So Oral Mulholland Perhaps we're seeing an early exit for him. He's at 73 pitches already. He tends to go. He's pitched 106 innings in his first 16 games, which I cannot do the math to tell you what that means. But he can go deep into it. My goodness, Todd Gonzalez. Oh, goodness me. Well, that catch was worth a salt. But it does score on the error of the first run of the game, moving the runners by throwing the ball out of play. That moves the runners to third and one home. So that scores Hope Lactavius and puts Barbway on third. Goodness me, well, that is fortunate for the Presbyterians. They were trying to go for the fancy down double play on that amazing catch by Todd Gonzalez, but he ended up making a kneel of it and throwing it into the stands. And to industry! My goodness! Jimmy Soup Cutlets gives the Presbyterians a 3-2 lead by hitting it to industry! And that will do it for the day of oral Null Holland. In comes Dave Clark. A two-run home run to industry. And Shrewd Bland is just inches away from hitting it to industry again. He is on with a single all the way to the wall. And Orlando Dwin has to retrieve it, so Clark has already gotten his first hit off of him. Goodness me, this is quite the day so far.
That's high.
As the Presbyterians take the lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Goodness me, well, I will say the home run brought to you by Industry Brand, colognes, perfumes, and fragrances. Because if it smells like industry, because if it's industry, it must smell good, and if it smells good, it must be industry. Found wherever smells are sold. Second out, recorded by Og McQuaid, popping it up into foul territory, caught by the catcher Raul Chamberlain. Jimmy Cutlets hits home run number 20 for him. Quite the impressive feat for him. Congratulations on 20th home run for Jimmy Cutlets. And Fen Maloney will ground out for out number 3. In comes, well, and Maloney's day is over as he will come out on a double switch, bringing in Bort Velocidan. That puts in another Nursery League signing. Well, not Nursery League signing, but back into left field now is Drew Mess. So backup catcher playing left field. Drew Mess. Mess was a member of this. He was a signing of this team. He replaces Colorado Church. They brought him back up, and that's going to be 2 outs. Gonzalez rounding out Og McQuaid.
Ball inside.
We'll talk about him in a bit.
No ball.
Meanwhile, 2 outs. Brett Dockstra 0 for 2 today.
Victory.
And he will strike out swinging. So that is not many strikeouts today for the Presbyterians. But Bort Velocidan getting the outs necessary and protecting the lead. Putting Dave Clark back on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th. The score now 3-2. The Pittsburgh Presbyterians with the lead over Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, who are currently leading the Continental League. Just a 1-game advantage over the New Ohio Debonaires, if I am correct, and I believe I am as of this morning, yes. Going to be a walk of Spray Bradley. So Rabbit Bracken here in the bottom of the 6th takes the plate. Bracken, the Norfolk Hopper. Signed, has not done much in his 2 games that he started so far, just 2 walks. And he will in fact fly that out to Brett Dockstra in left field. I do want to mention that Claude Gonzalez did have a catch that was worth a salt, which is why it's brought to you by Salt, the seasoning craze that is sweeping the nation. Salt, you can try it on anything. Found wherever salt is sold, and my goodness! Hit to industry is through. A mess! A 2-run home run. And the Presbyterians have taken a 5-2 lead over Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, thanks to Drew Mess hitting his first home run of the season. That matches what he did last season when he played 20 games for the Presbyterians. So welcome back, Drew Mess. I believe that was a strikeout of Zimbabwe. So 1 out for Bale Scottish.
That's down.
Drew Mess. Goodness me, that's a fantastic man to put in left field. I mean, you wouldn't want to replace Shrewd Bland, who is leading the league in home runs. Scottish lines it right. Scottish is having a day. He's 0 for 4. And he lines it right to Willie Dustis. We'll double switch for the visitor side. Bobson Dugnut coming in at second base. And here comes Dwiggett Rochigal. Swing at that one. Bishop Cutlets, of course, had the 2-run home run, and he will strike out the side to bring us to the end of inning number 6. Well, a 2-run home run from Drew Mess, brought to you by Industry Brand, colognes, perfumes, and fragrances. Why smell like anything when you can smell like the clean, fresh scent of Industry? Found wherever smells are sold. Top of the 7th, you're listening to Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania. That's KDKA, America's first ever radio station. This is Steve Chuckroast coming through your radio dial. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings with an early 2-0 lead, but have surrendered that lead to 5 runs. Scored a block of home runs to the Pittsburgh Presbyterians, and Bode Velocidad pitching here in the top of the 7th. That is out number 2. And that was Raul Chamberlain, and this brings in for the first time today Bobson Dugnut. Dugnut, of course, batting .292. 6 home runs, 26 RBIs. And has hit a bit of a slump. He was resting today, but he'll come in, see if they can get a hit off of him. Again, they have good hitting fielders. They have Claude Gonzalez, Steve Rose, who has shown himself to be capable. And, well, that looks like it will be a single for Dugnut.
Nope, that's high. Nope. Nope, inside.
We go to the top of the order. 3 balls pitched to Orlando Gwynn. So far, he's over 3 today. Swings at that one for a 3-2 count. Pulls it out and gets him swinging to end the inning. One runner stranded, and the Pittsburgh Presbyterians continue their scoring ways. They've really turned the tide in this one, thanks to the relief pitching of Bode Velocidad. And Shrewd Bland takes the plate against Dwiggett Rochigal. Bland 2 for 3 today. Is it singles both at both of his hits are singles? Facing a 2-2 pitch, Rochigal has a 2-1 record, a 4.07 ERA, 20 strikeouts. This is appearance number 27 this season. He shows up in about 1 to 2 innings per game, and he's going to walk Shrewd Bland. He looks a bit despondent, but I gotta say that's not the worst person to walk on the Presbyterian roster. Og McQuart is 0 for 3. Today, he's not having the best of days. Is the man, the former Memphis Mud Pig, batting .327 this season. 24 runs batted in, 10 home runs. Let's gonna hit it right to Red Rosie and to Dugnut. Fancy Dan, double play. That puts Ben Maloney. Oh no, it puts both Balasadad to the plate.
Oh, hi.
So Balasadad will stay in this game, it would appear. And with a 5-2 lead, why wouldn't you have that happen? And that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. Well, the double play brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. You can try their styling salves, their sculpting epoxies, and of course the ever popular crimping powder. Well, goodness me, that was a line right to Jimmy Soup Cutlets. I must say that catch is worth a salt, which is why it's brought to you by Salt. Try it on anything. Just look for it in your groceries with the deer on the label. Just follow the deer and you'll find salt. With 2 outs right off the bat, Red Rosian hitting it into it, and Mike Crock is going to come up empty, hitting it right through Bale Scottish, and a 1-2-3 inning from both Balasadad. Goodness me. Well, the Presbyterians are just stopping left and right the bats of Amalgamated Baseball Holdings.
You're up.
Spray Bradley, the first at bat of this, the bottom of the 8th, pops it up. Rabbit Bracken, same to left field, and Brett Dockstra with that catch. It's down to Drew Messon. Remember what he did? He hit that 2-run home run.
All outside. That's inside.
Again, it's a fantastic to see Drew Mess back in Pittsburgh. Well, in today's case, white, but normally green and black. He's going to be out with a double. So Mess is making quite the 1920 debut and return to the Continental League. I must say, that's going to be a bit of a pickle when you talk about playing catch-up. About Shrewd Bland. I know Shrewd Bland has played first base before. I know we have Mess in left field. There are a couple of options for left field, so it'll be interesting to see what Pittsburgh do, especially as we get to next season. Well, it appears Zimbabwe is going to be walked, and why not? He's 2 for 3 today with a second walk today and 2 singles. So runners on first and second, and Sleeve McDykel coming in out of the bullpen. So apart from the closing pitcher, all of the bullpen is being used by Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. That is going to bounce right off the wall. I think it actually took a hit off the tip of the wall. I don't know how that wasn't a home run, but it is going to be Bale Scottish with a 2-run double. It is 7-2 for the Presbyterians. My goodness, their bats are finding a way
Nope, that's high.
to come alive, and what was the problem before, perhaps their defense is coming alive as well, and that is going to be, that looks like it was a passed ball. It's going to put Bale Scottish at third, 3-1, and that's walk. Cutlet. So runners are on the corners. For Shrewd Bland, Sleeve McDykel has a 7-2 record, so he does come out of relief and get a lot of results. I think he would have to do quite a bit. He would need a lot of help to get a win or a result on his record today. His ERA is 4.55, 25 strikeouts. He's made 30 appearances prior to today. Pitches about 2 innings per appearance. Very good bullpen does ABH have, and he gets Shrewd Bland to strikeout swinging. Bring us to the top of the 9th. I imagine McDykel will not be batting. I imagine he will be going for some sort of pinch hitter. Yes, it will be Ick Plurry. Ick Plurry as a pinch hitter here, where the Presbyterians are 3 outs away from taking the series 2-1, and making one step closer to making a challenge here in the tail end of the season. Again, this is game 66. There are still 18 games to go. So plenty of opportunities And taking 2 games from the league leaders is an amazing thing. However, Ick Pleury going to hit it to industry. Ick Pleury hits his 2nd home run of the season. And it is 7-3 game. So that was a home run hit by Ick Pleury of Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, the pinch hitter. And up now is Brett Dockstra, who is going to be seeing Red Rollingsworthel. So a pitching change. After that, Rollingsworthel coming in to try to get the, well, it wouldn't be a save opportunity, it's a 4-run lead. But it's a 1-2, and he's going to get strikeout number 3 of the season for him. Rollingsworthel getting Dockstra for the first one. And here is Willie Dustis.
Nope, that's high. Take a base.
That'd be a walk now for Dustis, bringing up Chamberlain.
Off the plate. Nope, that's inside.
Rollingsworthel was a former Norfolk hole hopper. He went 3-2. As results, which again from the bullpen is impressive. Have an ERA of 5.56, and he will. Well, that'll be another walk of Orlando of Ortiz ran. Well, excuse me, of
That's outside.
Raul Chamberlain.
Ball outside.
And that will load the bases now. With Dugnut getting the single, and now we are at, oh goodness me, we are at a bit of a point B. Cutlets with that catch off of Orlando Dwin, who is 0 for 5 today. What a good fortune for the Presbyterians to catch the leadoff batsman at a bit of a loss today. So 2 outs, 1 final out to go, and the tying run is at the plate. It is Ortiz Ranchez. It is a 3-1 count. That's going to leave the infield, so that's going to score 1 run. The second is potentially coming home. It is a 7-5 game on a 2-run single from Ortiz Ranchez. That's RBIs 40 and 41. In comes Winthrop Honeysuckle, so not a good outing for Rollingsworth, or not a good showing when you've just been picked up from the Norfolk Hole Hoppers. And Honeysuckle gets the 1 out needed off Steve Bedrosian right to Zimbabwe. And the Presbyterians do get a win. So that is a big win for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. The final score, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, 5 runs off 9 hits with 1 error. Presbyterians, 7 runs off 9 hits with 1 error. That was quite the game, as it does in fact move the Pittsburgh Presbyterians back to 500, 33 and 33, 5 games out of first place. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings stay in first place for the moment at 38 and 28, with New Ohio not playing today. They are off today. They play Milwaukee in the final game of their series tomorrow. The winning pitcher is Corneal Abrasion. He will improve to 4-4, going 5 innings strong, 2 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed, 1 earned run. Ronald Holland gets a loss to his record. That will be that's an unusual stat. You don't usually see Ronald Holland getting too many losses to his record. However, that is the loss for him. So that is as I look at my statistics sheet, that puts him at 7-6, as he gave up 2 runs with 1 home run, of course, and 2 strikeouts to his name. The save goes to Winthrop Honeysuckle. Honeysuckle has save number 7 of the season. So that is a good showing for him. And we thank our sponsors, the Honeywheat Tobacco Company, bringing you fresh hand-rolled cigarettes that you can smoke at any time, anywhere, from the Papal Tobacco Roads of the Carolinas to your lips and lungs. Anytime is a good time for a Honeywheat cigarette. The third finest dandy of the day is Zimbabwe of the Presbyterians, going 2 for 2 today. Jimmy Soup Cutlets gets second finest dandy with a 2-run home run. And the finest dandy of the day, getting a complimentary carton of honey wheat cigarettes, is Drew Mess. Welcome back, Drew Mess, to the Presbyterians. He goes 2 for 2 today with a 2-run home run and a double. So that is Drew Mess, your finest dandy of the day, brought to you by the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company, who humbly request that you smoke wheat every day. Well, that concludes this series. The Pittsburgh Presbyterians have a travel day tomorrow where they go to Milwaukee to face the Dutchmen, who have been quite the hot team. The Dutchmen, I believe, have won 5 of the last 5 games straight, so that'll be a good series to watch. A 3-game series. On the mound for the Presbyterians will be Borty Bonks, I believe, taking on, I believe it will be Goof Alibi, I think, for the Dutchmen. I'll have to double check on that one, but again, that will be in 2 days' time. As for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, they have to go back to Schenectady tonight, and they welcome their in-state rivals, the New York Haberdashers, for a 3-game series starting tomorrow. That is going to do it for our broadcast. My name is Steve Chuckroast. We thank you for listening, and as always, have a good rest of the evening. The game is ended. Go in peace.